Your best days are not behind you, they are ahead of you. It's on that note, I welcome you to Press Drive this morning on I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN. This is Press Drive this very morning, and I can tell you that this morning I just bring you that word just to encourage someone who's been discouraged, someone who is saturated, someone who feels, well, there's no hope for me. Don't forget, Nigeria as a land is full of so many opportunities. The land is green, but the people, we are the ones that will make ourselves great, because the land is great, the land is fruitful, the land is productive. We need to harness the potential of the land. My name is SAMSON OMOTOSHO. I bid you a warm welcome to Press Drive once again. Fasten your seatbelts. Let's drive. Alright, so let me begin with the Nation newspaper. On the front page of the Nation, like you all know, that this is a program that has to do with a newspaper review. We take a look at some of the news making headlines on our several dailies. And on the Nation, boldly written there on the front page is Edu, benefits of reforms gradually reaching the poor. I hope it's reaching the poor truly. Maybe you're getting statistics, or you need to come down the streets, go into the ghettos and see if it's really reaching the poor. Revocation of my US. That's it. That is revocation of my US visa won't deter me. That's coming from the highly revered, the first Nobel laureate in Africa, Professor Wole Soyinka. Of course, yesterday we heard in the news his US visa was revoked, and of course he said, well, I'm not going to be deterred by that. First Bank vindicated. Arbitration tribunal dismisses GHL's $718 million claim. And support for women means support to families. That is that for that. And of course, a council agency to close 3 trillion naira MSME fund gap. Also on the Nation newspaper, what drives Abuja Smart City Vision by Wike. You need to read that if need be. And the reps pass bill to strengthen Proceeds of Crime Act for second reading. And Abba Kyari, you still remember him, the suspended Assistant Commissioner of Police. Others failed to stop trial over alleged undisclosed assets. And in the entertainment session for BB Niger season 10, Faith gets innocent car despite disqualification. And Odumodu Black weighs in on politics, race. Also, Omonio Boli celebrates 25 years wedding anniversary. Congratulations to you, Omonio Boli. And you're beautiful, you're enough. Etinosa Idemudia tells ladies battling PCOS. All right, that's a kind of disease being managed by women. And Tubaba marks 25 years in music with open letter. And Bibi Najas Toyo alleges brutal treatment by NDLEA operatives during a nightclub raid. Okay, and Tenny teases new collab with American rapper Ghana. And in politics, Osun APC supporters march for Oyebamiji Tinubu. Also, Obaseki not on the run, says PDP. Another story says Anambra governorship poll, we must resist vote buying. Very soon, is sometimes in November, I think November the 8th. That election is going to take place there in Anambra State, the governorship election. On Osun 2026, APC commences membership revalidation exercise. Another story says group mobilizes 2 million votes for Tinubu Uba in Kaduna. I don't know why we keep talking about election when election is still in 2 years' time, and you are talking about mobilizing 2 million for a certain candidate. And let's take a look at this particular one. Oyebanji, the man with magic wand. Oyebanji, the man with magic wand, and Mba, and the imperative of revamping security training institutions. And finally, in the ever exciting world of sports, Super Falcons qualify for 2026 WAFCON after defeating Benin on aggregate. And I want to take Nigeria to 2026 World Cup, says Victor Osimhen. I wish you well, because you've never been to the World Cup and you have really worked hard, and your hard work should take the Super Eagles to the World Cup. We're rooting for the Super Eagles anyways, even though you guys made us... Okay, let me not say that. All right, comments. Participator asks Paris Sports International avec pin-up. I mean, this is a French word. I hope you understand that. And Aircom tips battle ready. Super Eagles for 4th AFCON title. Don't forget, we're still on our 3rd title at the AFCON. That's for the Super Eagles. But the Super Falcons, they are 10th times champion. They've done so well. And 2026 women's AFCON race. Falcons won't handle Benin with kid gloves, says Magdugu. Okay, well, let's move on to other newspaper making headlines this morning. All right, so well, on the Daily Post, one of the newspaper making the rounds, let's look at this. Nigeria paying for delay in fuel subsidy removal. That's on the Daily Post. Emir Sanusi has that to say. I mean, 2014, was it 2012? 2012 towards 2014, that was when Goodluck Jonathan wanted to remove it, and we know the people that really clamped down against it. And right now, we're celebrating the removal. What an what an irony. All right, well, Unilag bans skit making content creation on campus, and I think that is really it's important. Maybe some persons have been injured or harmed in the skit makers these days. They go the extra mile to do some certain things that shouldn't be. And reforms won't succeed without reducing cost of governance, as Sanusi Peterside tell a Nigerian government. Also, reps to probe abandoned 22.5 billion naira Kajola Dam project in Oshun. Also, DSS arrests man allegedly canvassing for military coup via social media. All right, that person should be arrested, truly. And Lagos father arraigned over alleged 5-year defilement of teenage daughter. This is really pathetic. This is uncalled for. Retracts claim or face legal action. NMA Enugu State threatens Professor Bala Audu, Dr. Ben Egbo. And let's take a look at politics. PDP national chairmanship. You'll be punished for suing party. That's coming from Bode George. He wants Lamido, says, if you sue the party, you'll be punished. Another story says Van Zamfara lawmaker Maharazu Faru defect to APC over governance failures, and Obaseki not on the run, ready to face anti-graft agencies, says Nehikari. Okay, another story says Zamfara PDP suffers setback as lawmaker supporters defect to APC. PDP chairmanship, Sule Lamido has right to compete, but the judge has that to say. And finally, ADC registers 553,751 members in Benue within 3 months. All right, so moving on to the Vanguard newspaper this morning, taking a look at the stories. Don't just reform, cut waste. Sanusi Peterside tells federal government said, don't just reform, cut waste. I think that's germane. And Beavers, despite network glitch, INEC pledges seamless Anambra election. I hope they're going to test run the Beavers again with this election and other technology being put in place ahead of that election. We've received threats from terrorists to bomb National Assembly. Reps raise alarm. Okay, and maybe they're going to take this seriously now. And $1 billion debt and Nest Oil shot as banks place firm on the receivership. And another story about the coup, defense headquarters, army mom on alleged raid at Timipre Silva's apartment. All right, don't forget there in Bayelsa State, and he's on the run. It said he's on the run, but he's not. Apparently, he was abroad when he heard the story, and yes, when he heard the news rather. Sule Lamido could be punished if he sues PDP, but the judge is speaking here. And the CBN refutes $1.3 billion fuel import FX report. And another story here says Naira appreciates to 1,487 Naira per dollar in parallel market. And this story says we seized 308 from Bagudu. Okay, let's see what happens in that stance. And in politics, it's all about Okpebolo dismantling Obaseki's development structure, says